I love young leaders. I love to give them spaces that are safe where they can grow and they can learn about themselves and they can fail and they can just start to explore who God has created them to be as a leader. I love that. I love all of it. Some of the things I would say that I've learned in the process is things go slower than you want them to sometimes. I think I forget what it was like to be 20 sometimes. And so it takes longer. It takes more conversations. But that's all great. Like, I've learned a lot about myself also having young leaders, because you have this opportunity to share everything that you've learned. And so because I came to faith later in my life and leadership in the church, like, in some ways, a lot of these things we're learning together, which can also be really fun because they give me a perspective that I don't have, which is awesome. And it's so helpful. And I think as a staff team, like, being able to have, be multi-generational is such a gift. So even within, like, we have volunteer staff team as well. Like, not everybody is a paid staff member, but we call them staff because they're operating in those ways. And it's multi-generational, and it's so helpful when we're trying to grow this church that is also multi-generational, to have all of these voices that can sit around the table. And I think too, like, another thing I've learned is being able to create space for young leaders that is safe, where they know that they're safe, is a place where you hear some of the greatest ideas because they know that they can share something, and they're not going to, no one's going to make fun of them or put them down or just tell them no immediately. Like, it's a safe space where they can bring everything that they come up with, and together we can share all these ideas, and come up with the best ideas out of all of them. So I think that's another thing I've learned is being authentic and creating really safe space. We say we have high accountability and high trust. So that's the kind of space we always want to create. I also love to give people what I call a sandbox. I think other people use that terminology too, where, whatever is within, we create these boundaries, but whatever is within those boundaries, you are free to make decisions in. Like, you are free to create and come up with ideas and try them. And I think there's something really freeing in that for a young leader, where they have space to try things and make decisions and know that, as long as it's within this, I don't have to go check with Tammy to see if it's okay if we do this. I can try it. And if it doesn't work out, we'll talk about it and come up with, what might be the next step. But if it does work out, then that's amazing, because you had freedom to work within your boundaries, and within boundaries comes creativity too. And I think that's really, really helpful for young leaders. But I love working with young leaders. I think it's hard when they move on, and you have to, like, remind yourself that they're with you for a season. But it's hard when they move on because and again, it might be the mama bear in me, but it's almost like they become your kids a little bit, because you're investing in them and you're helping them grow as leaders. And so it's a little tough when they move on, but it's all good.